Hey there, guys, and welcome back to the Two Players Podcast, episode 64. We're going to touch up on the news, then games we've been playing recently, and then we're going to close out the show. So, obviously, summertime, not much news, but first up, we got Jim Carrey is set to play the role of Eggman in the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So, what do you think about this?
This movie is going to be so bad, and I'm just excited for it at this point. Like why Jim Carrey? Like that, I feel like that doesn't fit like at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I don't even know who would be good as an Eggman, but not Jim Carrey. I could say that he was like the least person in my mind when thinking of like who's gonna play Eggman.
Yeah, I mean, some people said that there's the perfect casting, all this stuff, but personally, at this point, once I heard Paul Rudd was rumored to play as the cop and then they got someone else, I was really disappointed. So at this point, it could only go down from here, I guess. But when it comes to the Sonic movie as a whole, Jim Carrey playing as Eggman, it's interesting. I'll say that this movie's definitely gonna be a guilty pleasure amongst some people, I would say. But yeah,
I just hope it's so bad it's good, because at this point, it's like it's getting like ridiculous. I'm like. I don't even know what to think. I don't even know why this is happening. But
yeah,
whatever.
a CGI Sonic the Hedgehog running around with human characters. It sounds like a shit show and a half, but
it's gonna be like that Smurf movie, man. Like I don't know.
It's gonna be so bad it's good. So let's just hope for that.
It's gonna be so good. All right, so this was an article that was released recently. Nathan Drake doesn't have health. He has a luck meter. So when you see him getting hit, he's not getting hit. That's just his luck running out. Look, you're not supposed to think about it, right? Like, like in the canon game, Drake doesn't get hit like at all unless it's like in a cutscene. Like that's how it's supposed to play out. So this whole luck meter is mostly just like them saying, it's a gameplay mechanic, right? Like you're still losing health, and when you die, that's obviously not. You're not respawning. You're just like when you die, that's like the bad ending technically.
Yeah.
But I guess this is a cute way to I guess
sort of like go around that sort of thing.
Yeah, just go around a health bar, because obviously it makes no sense if you gain like pop with like bullets and you just get holes in you and you just heal up, right? Like it doesn't really make much sense. So they're just saying you don't get hit at all and you're just running out of luck.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Like once I heard about this, I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
It does make sense. Like it is a nice way to explain how this works. It sort of fits with his character too, being like a lucky boy. Yeah, and I thought it was a cool way to explain health.
Yeah, it's really interesting that like Naughty Dog were like the first people to like actually like come out and like say something like this, where it's like, no, he's not taking damage, it's just his luck meter. And yeah, I think that's a really creative way to handle it, because like every other game before Uncharted, it was like, he took damage and then he healed it or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
With
and
this,
honestly, you can't like. Oh yeah, you go ahead.
With this like luck meter, I think it was just very creative, like you said.
Yeah, because if you get shot in the face with a shotgun, you should be dead. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not just gonna like heal up with a bandage. But no, I think it's a cool way to explain it. It's just one of those cute ways developers explain how things work. It's like in an FPS. It's like, why doesn't your character ever blink? It's like, not to blink when you blink. And it's like, whoa. So, yeah. It's one of those situations. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
All right. Next one, we got Nintendo aims for 20 to 30 indie games a week or per week on the Switch. So
yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot of indie games. Do I think they'll hit it? Maybe one day, but definitely not this year.
No, I do think they will hit it, because a lot of indie developers want to go to the Switch because the Steam market is so bloated. But by doing this, it's just going to do the same thing with the eShop.
Mm-hmm.
And since the eShop has even less discoverable, like you can't really discover games too easily on the eShop, it's just gonna be worse than Steam at like some point.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think this is the wrong decision, but I think they should really update their eShop to be more like user friendly and just have more tabs. You can't search things by genre. You can't. It's just like the eShop isn't like that great of a place to like look things up. I still use Steam to like look things up of like, oh, is this a new roguelike coming out or whatever. With the eShop, you kind of gotta know what games are coming out to search for it, because the eShop doesn't really have anything. It just doesn't have the same tools that Steam has,
Mm-hmm. If like if Nintendo actually wants to go through with this 20 to 30 indie games per week, the first step they have to do is obviously update their eShop structurally. Add the discover thing. Maybe add like recommended games for you, or like games your friends are playing. Like obviously copy what Steam's doing, but not completely, I guess. Just to like have it so the developers don't get hurt for putting their game out there after like the first week that they put it out, it's probably going to sell, and then after that it's probably going to be really hard to find it after that, like how a lot of games are right now. So if they want to aim for this 20 to 30, they definitely have to make changes to their eShop structurally.
Yeah, because right now the only games that are there's usually like one indie game per month on Switch that gets ported over that's big, so like Hollow Knight and like Darkest Dungeon or something. But a lot of the other smaller indie games, they get noticed for like a week, like you said, but then you just go down the list because that's how the eShop works. Yeah, it just stops showing up in the newest tab, and then it's just out of sight, and there's no real easy way to like look it up. So if they're gonna do this, just make sure to like update the eShop so it's not like basic as it is, because it is a very basic thing, and it's not too many tools like Steam has.
It's sort of just like, all right, here's the games, here's top seller, that sort of thing. There's not a lot of depth to it, I guess.
All right, so next we have a new Dragon Ball Super movie, and it's gonna feature Broly. So Broly's finally gonna be canon. I think a lot of people wanted this for a while. I think a lot of people even knew he was not canon. But basically, all the movies are not canon. So like Turles, Slug, people like that they're not canon, including Broly. But until now, so now he will be canon, and hopefully they rewrite him to be a more interesting character. Because I never really got the whole Broly obsession. Like he looks cool and he hits hard, but like he's just like I'm mad because Goku was crying, and I'm mad now. I'm like good backstory. So hopefully they give him but hopefully they give him a more fleshed out character. Definitely. And then I'll probably be interested in him. It's gonna be weird because Fighters already has like DBZ Broly, so I don't know. Like I don't know how different he's gonna be. So I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic though that they could actually do him right.
Broly being like the main villain is a hot take, I would say. Some people are excited, some people aren't. Personally, I have a lot of nostalgia for Broly just because when me and my brother were younger, we just thought that he was, like the coolest character because, he's the first Super Saiyan, the legendary Super Saiyan, as he's called or whatever. But, now that I'm older and I look at it, I still have that soft spot for him because, like, the first ever Dragon Ball Z movie I watched was the second Broly movie with adult Gohan and Goten and Trunks. That movie, I'm pretty sure it's bad, but personally, I really like it. But the first Broly movie is still a fan favorite amongst many people, and with this one coming out, I'm just curious as to what they're going to do with this character, if they're going to change anything about him or anything like that, because now that he is going to be quote unquote canon, they're definitely gonna do certain things to make him, I guess, fit better into the DBZ world in a way. So but I am excited. I believe it's going to come out in North America in January, so if there's a theater near us, maybe we'll check it out.
I didn't know it was that soon, actually.
Yeah, because I think it's coming out, it says 12/14 for Japan, and then it's going to come out a month later in North America for theaters. So.
Oh, okay. Jeez. And obviously, Super's already over, so I guess I don't know if this is going to be the same situation as Battle of the Gods, but this is leading up to the next thing, so I guess we'll see.
You just gotta wait for more details.
Yeah.
All right. And final piece of news, we got announcements of new amiibo. The main thing I want to talk about here is the price of these things. So
they're like a lot more.
Yeah,
regular amiibos like $12?
Yeah, so they're usually $12.99. So they're going to be re-releasing all of the old Smash Brothers amiibo associated with Wii U and 3DS for $12.99 throughout the year, starting on the release date of Smash Ultimate December 7th. But for the new amiibo, we got Ridley, Inkling, and Wolf will be releasing on Ultimate's release day, but they'll retail for $15.99.
Why?
So I would say that this would be appropriate for Ridley, but at the same time, we have big characters like Bowser and Ganondorf who retail for $12.99, So I think that this is just Nintendo's way of knowing that, hey, since we're re-releasing these ones, we could keep them the same price, but since we know that a lot of people are going to want these I guess we could bump the price up a bit, but at the same time, that's a little scummy, especially since Inkling and Wolf, they're not really different all that much, I guess. I have no idea.
Really not. Like, I have the Inkling girl like on my top shelf, and like she's in a different pose, and that's it. Like, I don't really like Wolf. Doesn't even look that good, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't really like his amiibo.
Yeah,
Ridley looks good. Like, I'd say Ridley was probably worth like the 16, but the other two was like they already had like 2 amiibo sets. Inkling anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they felt the need to make it like more expensive. That just seems really scummy.
Yeah. $15.99. I hope that they don't do exclusives with this.
I really hope they don't either.
Yeah, because like dumb. Exclusives are really dumb to get because they're one store, and if you go to your local store and they don't have it, well, I guess you gotta either go online or you gotta drive to another location and hope that they have it. So.
Yeah,
but
I just hope not.
Yeah,
I hate exclusives.
$15.99, bro. It's definitely a big spike in the price range, I would say. But
way too much for like a plastic toy.
With NFC functionality, man.
Wow, they don't even like use it. Yeah, you could you could fight the stupid that thing that didn't Smash 4.
Yeah, man. You could train it.
Yeah. Woo.
Alright, so let's dive into games we have been playing recently. Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Alright.
So, you want to talk about Tricky Towers first? Or you want to...
Yeah, we could talk about Tricky Towers real quick. So, during the 4th of July, I had my friends come over featuring Damian. And we played a new game. This game isn't new by any means. It came out like 2016 or something like that. But
I knew about it for a while.
Yeah, it's Tricky Towers. Pretty much this is a competitive Tetris is how I would look at it. And I bought like Tetris Party on the Wii like a couple years back, and this is pretty much what I wanted from Tetris Party. This is what I wanted that game to be. Tricky Towers is a puzzle game, but you are competing amongst your friends in like different modes. There's 3 modes. There's survival, race, and what's that last one? It's like you have to make sure you have as many blocks on the thing as possible.
Puzzle.
Yeah, puzzle. So those 3 modes I think are good enough, and there's different difficulties and all this stuff, and personally I just had a great time just playing that game, to be honest.
I liked it a lot too, and it isn't like totally like Tetris because there's physics involved as well.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of things that could like either like if you don't fit the block really properly, you could just like fall. So it's not like Tetris where it just stays there, and then you mess up by not connecting them properly. Like this one's like you can mess up because like the wind is blowing the opposite direction, and then your blocks just fall. Yeah. So it is a very fun game. You can mess up a lot of things and just have a good old time. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if the online is... I think the online is good, right? Like
yeah. So I played with Kofi, and we played a couple of single-player matches. The game crashed on me once. That's it.
Okay.
But I think the online's pretty stable, and I don't really have any problems with it. But...
It's a problem with most of these like indie games. Like they're fun locally, but there's never online. If there is online, it usually isn't that great. Yeah. So I'm happy to see that this game actually has good online. That's good.
My only, I guess, problem with the game is that like if you mess up like early on, you're like screwed for like the rest of the game.
That and some items are just like unfairly broken, like the island. Like, if you get the island, you're just good because basically if you start building up and you get this item, it just puts an island down about halfway through the I guess
race
like
sort of thing. Yeah,
for the race. Yeah, if you're playing race, it's like halfway through the race. So if you mess up, it doesn't matter because you basically have a checkpoint now where you can just start building on that island. So I feel like that item's a little broken, but they do a good job with most of the other items. So some of them are pretty useless, some of them are pretty good. Like I haven't felt like most. It's not like a blue shell levels are unfun. Like it's just like you make the blocks bigger or it's icy now and stuff like that. It's a good time.
The items are pretty much there to either help you or screw your enemies over, but not too much where it's like you'll win off of it. Yeah. Hopefully, not in some circumstances, but
yeah, sometimes it can really mess you up. But like, I feel like the items aren't as bad as they could have been. I guess we could also talk about Fortnite Season 5 because I played a little bit. Yeah. So I like the vehicle. The vehicle is fun to use.
Golf cart or whatever.
Golf cart, yeah. I found it
That's actually just
during,
so much fun to use.
it is because I usually like one of my favorite landing spots just because I just like landing in it is, you know, those squiggly lines that used to be on top of Moisty Mire where the farm
You used to
was.
go there frequently.
I used to go there, yeah, because it was good in solos because there was a lot of good stuff, yeah. So in solos it was good because I usually get like good shit, but and now it's just like a go-kart place. I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then you can find a go-kart. I'm like, that's cool, and I like using it. I just died. Oh no, I went into a rift because that's a new thing they also added.
Yeah.
You go into a rift and you teleport up from it. I think that's how it works. So basically, you can just like, it's good if someone's building up really high, you can just go in there and just like, I guess, drop down on them.
Or
so
you need to get to circle.
or you could do that, yeah. So basically, I just landed. I went into that rift with my go-kart and just fell off the cliff, and it was pretty nice. I'm like, that's good. But yeah, the go-kart's fun. What else did they added in terms of new items to this? I think that was it, right? That was like the big item. Besides that, they added the new biome as well. It's like all desert.
Where was. They added like that new part of the map, which people thought during the leaks were like, oh my god, there's a new map, but nah, it's just a section of the map.
Yeah, it's just a new section, and I like how the way Fortnite's doing things, where it's not making new maps to like divide people as like, oh, I like the old map more. It just keeps changing the current map. Yeah. So it's like you don't really get too attached. I mean, I think they took out Fatal Fields.
Yes.
Right.
One of the farm areas.
One of the farm areas, yeah. And replace it with something else. Like they always change the map every season, like dramatically. So I like that a lot because it keeps the game fresh and like I just want to keep playing every season. Yeah. But yeah, I still like the game a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's all the changes I could think of. I think there was more. Was there building changes? Did it do those yet?
Building changes. Yeah,
I know they said that. I didn't really.
I don't think so. As far as I know.
They did, right? Okay.
Yeah, but they did change like the shotgun and stuff like that. So like you can't do double shotgun of any kind, no double pump, no pump tag or anything like that, which I think is good for the game in some ways.
Yeah, I think that's good because shotguns are always like too strong. So I'm glad they finally just got rid of. Like I feel like double pumping and stuff like that was always kind of like cheap and like not fun. So I'm just glad they just got rid of it. Like I feel like that was just something that wasn't fun for anyone besides the person using it.
But what else? Another thing that they changed about the shotguns is that the shells aren't random.
Oh yeah. There was in TF2 there was a patch like that as well where the spread was random, which I never got. I'm like, it shouldn't be random. It should just always be in a fixed location. I never got why devs always do that. But yeah, now it's in a set location where your shots are gonna fire. Which it just seems like common sense. It should have been like that from the beginning, but it is now. So I guess I shouldn't complain too much.
Yeah. But I think that's about it that they changed. I mean, obviously, I think so. There's a whole patch note of the battle pass and everything like that. But
and like patch notes,
there's patch notes on everything we talked about, but I think we nailed almost everything. But I'm excited for season 5. It's only been out for like a couple days, so maybe we'll have a day. Yeah. So we'll have more impressions on it next podcast.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess I could go into the other things I've been playing. Final Fantasy 14, but no one cares about it. I played Octopath. I played the previous demo like a year ago, and I played the latest demo, which came out like 2 weeks ago. And I played a little bit of the release version that came out like today, because it just got delivered before the podcast. And I like it a lot. It's really good. I love the graphical style. It's obviously like that 16-bit style with like sort of like a pop-in looking thing. Like
it kind of looks like a pop-up book.
Yeah, like that. And I really like how that looks. They seem to fix the saturation because I felt like the game was a little too like light and stuff. Like it seems to they have darkened the colors from the last like demo I played like a year ago, which is nice. They added a mini map, which was also added because of the feedback from that last demo. And yeah, I'm just overall liking the game. The only concern I have, and it seems to be coming true with the reviews, is there really is no overarching plot. It's mostly just the 8 characters have their own separate plots, and that's it. Like there is no like true story or anything like that where all the characters come together and do stuff, which is kind of disappointing. I don't really mind it too much because if they were to do that, it's probably gonna be like, oh, fight a god like every other JRPG. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of tired of that. So I'm kind of happy it's just small 8 separate stories that you do by you just with 8 other characters. I think that's pretty unique, and not too many other games do that. And there's not really too many party interactions. Like, your party doesn't really interact with each other, and I think that's kind of lame. I would have liked if your party members actually talk to each other more. It's very, like, generic lines they say. It's like, oh, thanks for helping me, and stuff like that. Like, they never feel like an actual party like most RPGs do. So that's kind of disappointing. But from what I played, the game is really good, and I am looking forward to playing more of it. I don't really have much to say about it because I only played, like, 4 of the opening things.
It just came out today, right? So
yeah, it just came out, and I just got it. So I probably have more to say on it next podcast. But no, I think it's great, though. It's been scoring highs in 9s and 8s. So yeah, it's good. Another Switch exclusive, which we didn't have in a while, actually. I'm trying to think when was the last, like, major Switch title.
We just got Mario Tennis. What are you talking about?
Mario Tennis. How could I forget about Mario Tennis?
I'm joking, but yeah.
Yeah. But
I think the last one was, like, probably Mario Odyssey.
Right?
Or,
yeah, it's been a while.
Or maybe we, like, missed another one between Mario Tennis, but
I'm trying to think. I think I don't know. But look, it's a big major Switch exclusive, and people are really excited for it, and I am also excited for it, and it's fun, and I like it, and the music's great, so
can't blame you.
And I thought that was about it. I think it's just a lot of Final Fantasy.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll jump into my shtick. All right. So, League of Legends. I'm not going to talk about that because I've been doing so well. Anyways, Batman: The Enemy Within. Played that, finished it. No spoilers, obviously, because I have a full game review coming out later today, or it's already out. But pretty much, the game is awesome. If you love the first season, you should definitely check this one out. But yeah, that's pretty much my TLDR, my review, I guess. Because
but this is the second season, right?
Yes, this is the second season. I know that there was a lot of controversy with the first season. Some people were like, they changed this character this way, and I don't like it, but like, when you tell the same story over and over again, it's going to get stale. And I think at this point, Batman has gotten stale. And I think what Telltale is doing with these characters, with their story, is great for Batman and for everyone, in my opinion. So what they did with this second season was fantastic, and I loved it. So, and then a couple movies I watched, obviously saw Ant-Man and the Wasp. When I walked out of that theater, I first said, I can't believe I said this, but I first said that this was better than the first Ant-Man. But when I look back on it, and the more I think about it, I'm like, it probably isn't. Like, it was definitely really funny. I will not deny that. Like, this movie was hilarious. But when it comes to, like, the overarching story and the plot, there's a lot of holes in it, and there's a lot of problems with it, especially towards the ending. I will leave it at that. But
so wait, without spoiling it, does the movie connect to Infinity War, or like like
first post credit scene? The second post credit scene is a waste of fucking time. And
okay, it's just a joke.
Yeah, it's legit the Captain America one, or not?
You're right.
Not literally that, but it's something like that where it's like, so, patience or whatever, something like that. But the second one was definitely, the second after credit scene was definitely played for laughs, which definitely left some people bitter in the theater. But personally, I was like, all right, whatever, let's just go home.
Right.
But the other movie I watched was Won't You Be My Neighbor? And this was a documentary about, what's his goddamn name? Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously we are too young to have watched them, but maybe
I don't have nostalgia for it.
Yeah. Rogers, so obviously I actually had no idea what this movie was going to be about. I knew that it was about, this guy, and that was pretty much it. But watching the movie, I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And you see on how he shaped, like, modern sort of, like, kids television, or not modern kids television. Like, he pretty much paved the way as to how he saw kids TV programs should be run, and actually, like, teach lessons, like, actual, like, lessons that were happening around the world at that time. So, like, when like World War II was happening, and when JFK got assassinated, like, he would touch on those topics and stuff like that. So and, like, it's not a long movie either. It was only an hour and 30 minutes because it is a documentary, so there's only so much you could talk about. But yeah, it was definitely a really good experience, and I was thoroughly surprised by it. So
Yeah, I heard about that documentary actually.
yeah,
So.
I would say it's definitely not for everyone, especially if you're my generation or our generation, and you know you didn't watch his stuff. You might not enjoy it as much, but I just found it to be interesting. That's all.
What was it on, like Netflix or something?
No, it was actually in the theaters.
Is it in theaters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it'll be on Netflix one of these days, because I don't see it making a lot of money off of Blu-ray sales and all that stuff. So I think streaming would definitely be a thing on their minds right now. So, but yeah, that's all I've been doing. Is there anything else you would like to add or talk about, Damian?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So that is the end of the Two Players Podcast, episode 64. Episode 65, hopefully, it will be a lot longer. I'll maybe bring a host
I'll try to play a lot more Octopath. So.
So we'll see you guys then. And thank you guys for listening once again.
See you.